Al-Anon can be less inclusive, outdated, and full of older folks kind of stuck in its ways. And I wanted to do a little experiment where I asked AI to update the 12 steps as if they were written today and see what would happen. What would Al-Anon look like if Lois sat down today and created this program? Hey friends, welcome back to Al-Anon Recovery Hacks, where we break down recovery into practical everyday tools. If you're ready for more serenity and less chaos, you're in the right place. Before we dive in, just a quick note, I'm not a spokesperson for Al-Anon or any other 12-step group. Everything I share here is based on my own personal experience, strength, and hope. Take what you like and leave the rest. Let's get into what I heard from AI. I want to explore, the differences, and I'm just going to go ahead and read a little bit from what I found online. So, the modernized 12 steps of Al-Anon would be as follows. 1. We admitted that we were struggling to manage our lives due to someone else's behavior and that we needed support. 2. We came to believe that healing and balance could come from a power greater than ourselves, whether through community, spirituality, or inner wisdom. 3. We made a conscious contact to explore trust in ourselves, in others, or in a higher power as a path to clarity and peace. 4. We took an honest and compassionate look at ourselves, our patterns, and our emotional responses. 5. We shared our truth, our experiences and challenges with ourselves, a trusted person, and whatever we understand as a higher power. 6. We became willing to let go of the beliefs, behaviors, and fears that no longer served us. 7. We humbly asked for support, spiritual, emotional, and practical, to help us grow and change. 8. We made a list of people we had hurt, including ourselves, and became willing to make things right. 9. We made amends wherever possible, except when to do so would cause more harm. 10. We continued to reflect on behavior and relationships. And when we made mistakes, we took responsibility. 11. We sought to deepen our connection with our inner guidance and our higher power through reflection, meditation, or prayer, seeking insight and strength to live with integrity and compassion. 12. Having experienced personal growth through these steps, we reached out to others who were struggling and committed to living these principles in all areas of our lives. So I don't know what y'all thought about those. I absolutely loved them. They're a tiny bit more wordy than I would like. I think I would ask AI to revise them to be a little more concise. But I think what it's getting at is that the language here can be updated. We're now avoiding potentially alienating words, religious language, while still maintaining that spiritual principle. We are being a little more trauma-informed and sensitive to mental health, and we're using words that avoid judgment while people are trying to heal. The language is more inclusive, it's more gender neutral, it's not hierarchical, it is much more open to people of all belief systems. And the language is a little bit more empowering, encourages more agency and accountability. So I'm really intrigued by this update. I think I would like to print out a copy myself and have it around for when I need to go back to the steps, and it just gives me a little bit more perspective on how they work, and also something I can share with sponsees if they're having trouble identifying with some of the outdated language. But it just goes to show that there's so much good stuff here. I mean, Al-Anon can be helpful to most people, and when you even just look at the first step, it now applies universally. We admitted we were struggling to manage our lives due to someone else's behavior, and when we needed support. It doesn't even talk about alcohol. If you're not actively living with someone who's drinking every day, chances are you're just struggling with their behavior. And a lot of people don't know that because of how the steps are worded. But right here in the beginning, we come to see that what we're doing here is healing ourselves through our association with each other, with the program, with a higher power if we choose that. And this program is kind, is gentle, is compassionate. And we are really just here to look for support and encouragement as we make our way on the journey. This isn't going to fix the alcoholic. It's not going to fix us. What it does is help us deepen our connection with our most healthy inner selves and to help us grow. In a separate video, I'm going to look at this same thought experiment, but from a different cultural or ethnic group, because I think a lot of times AI just takes what's on the internet, which is for America overwhelmingly a Eurocentric sensibility and culture. And so what I'm reading now, it definitely relates to me, but I am very much part of that Eurocentric culture up here in Maine. And so I'm going to run this experiment again and see, how it looks from a couple different perspectives. But thanks for joining me today. I can't wait to hear what you think about these steps. Thanks for being here. If today's hack helped, give it a thumbs up and share it with someone who might need it. Don't forget to subscribe for more tools for the journey. And remember, we can't change them, but we can change how we show up. See you next time.